Okay, in this example, we are told that angle L and angle M are congruent. So since two of the angles in this triangle are congruent, that makes it isosceles. So we learned that if the base angles are congruent, then the sides opposite the base angles. So since angle L is congruent to angle M, that means that side NM and side LN, those two sides are going to be congruent to each other. So here's the angle, it's the side opposite the angle. Here's the angle, it's the side opposite the angle. So since this is isosceles, since those two base angles are congruent, those two sides are congruent, so I can set them equal to each other. So 3x minus 4 should equal 2x plus 7. So I can subtract the 2x from both sides and then add 4 to both sides, and so x is equal to 11. And make sure you read the problem on these. Sometimes it might ask you just for x, sometimes it might ask you like what would be segment LN. You have to go plug the x back in. Just make sure you're being extra careful and reading the problem. Okay, in this next example, I am told to solve for x and y. Notice all of the angles are congruent to each other. All the angles are 60 degrees. If all three angles in your triangle are 60 degrees, this is an equilateral triangle. So if it's equilateral, all three sides are congruent, and so I can set them all equal to each other. Well, I want to match up the sides that have a common variable. So first I'm going to set these two sides, 5x and 6x minus 5. I'm going to set those equal to each other. 5x equals 6x minus 5. Subtract 5x from both sides. Oops. Subtract 6x from both sides. That'll make it easier. Sorry, subtract 6x from both sides. So I have negative x equals negative 5, and then if you divide by negative 1, you get x is 5. So x is 5, and so now I can go plug 5 back in for x. 5 times 5 is 25, and you can double check. 6 times 5 is 30, minus 5 is 25. Excellent, I got the same thing. So since this is equilateral, all three of these sides are all going to be equal to 25. So now that I know all three sides are 25, now I can go set 3y plus 10 equal to 25. Now I just subtract 10 from both sides, 3y equals 15, and then you divide by 3 on both sides, and y is 5 as well. So x is 5 and y is 5 in this example.